Did you know that Jesus did not die accidentally? It was not a miscalculation on his part or the Father's part for him to enter history at the point that he did. It was not that he wanted to come in the 21st century and just so happened to appear when the Romans were in charge and were crucifying and torturing people as a way of executing them. That is not what happened. Jesus knew the exact time, the exact place that he wanted to come into our story as humanity to be able to offer his life. My name is Obwaka, and today in our video we are going to be looking at the topic of counting the cost. It's a two-part series in which we look at two different angles: how God counted and continues to count the cost, and how we as disciples in next week's video can count the cost even in our journey and in our walk with him. As I alluded to at the beginning, Jesus did not accidentally show up in time. He did not lay down his life by force. He did not lay down his life. It was not taken from him, as he says in John 10, but he willingly laid down his life. We see in the story of the fall in Genesis chapter 3 that when Jesus, when God finds Adam and Eve having eaten from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he gives judgment to them, but at the same exact time says that at some point, the son of the woman will crush the serpent's head. God already had a plan, and knowing what he knew then, which is what is going on now. He knew there would be a time where people would reject him. He knew that he would be tortured, he would be humiliated. Jesus was coming to earth to rescue the very people. John 1 says he came to his own, but his own did not receive him. He came to earth to rescue us, but we turned on him. He knew there would be people who would reject him, who would humiliate him. He knew 2,000 years on there would be people who would choose him, but very many who would reject him. He knew all these different things, the ways in which his name would be used in vain. But having seen all that, having known all that, having known the fallenness of humanity, the frailty and the lack of consistency and ability to just stay loyal, the unfaithfulness of the human heart, Jesus counted the cost and said, it's still worth it. It's still worth my time. It's still worth my sacrifice. It's worth me setting aside my divinity to come into earth so that I can be able to pay a price that nobody else would be able to do. God counted the cost. He counted the cost. He saw the entire journey. He saw all of humanity. He saw the damnation that was waiting us, the wrath that was coming from him because of the sins that we were committing and continue to commit. And he counted the cost and came into earth and died on the cross for us. How awesome is that? What an encouragement. That was not, nobody tricked Jesus into coming to die for us. I think that's really exciting me today. And I hope that it excites you as well. If you are there and you're wondering, like, am I even worth it? Is my life worth living? Is my life worth anything? Jesus and God, the whole Trinity, they saw that it was worth it, that your life was worth it. And in an appointed moment in time, Jesus said, send me. Here I am. Here is the body that you have prepared for me. He is walking. He came into time and he died on the cross, a death that we deserved, to pay a price that we could never pay, that we would find life and life everlasting. How incredible that God saw you, he counted the cost, and now you have an opportunity to build a relationship with him. God bless you. We'll see you next week here on CITAM Church Online.